Okay, I think we are in.
It says live
So,
now. Okay.
what is up, Marius? Just tell me once again, where are you now and how are you feeling? Are
Yeah.
you
So
training?
uh, if I'm training, actually, yeah. So we're doing the live stream a bit earlier today because
Right.
uh, because I'm in Italy um, for summer vacation, and I'm going out to celebrate my father's birthday later. So we decided we could maybe do it a bit earlier today. So, but yeah, I actually, since you're asking about training, I did actually find a guy to train with, somewhat close to here. Like I think it's like 1 hour drive away. I wrote to your friend Francesco.
Francesco. Okay, nice.
All right, I wrote to
Francesco
him
is coming
and
to
asked
visit
if
me,
it's
by the
okay.
way.
Yeah, I asked him about that as well, because yeah, because I made a post on some Italian Facebook group asking if there were any people in this area, and I didn't get any replies at all. So I was like, okay, shit. If I need to find someone, maybe I'll ask this guy, right? Because he was in Copenhagen before, and so
Yeah.
he sent me some guy's ad, and I wrote to him. So maybe I'll find the time to train with him this week, and then next week, me and my family are driving to the south of France because we're quite close to the border, and I'll train with. I'm pretty sure we'll train with Josef Love and his son and their team in
Yes,
Vitrolles. So that will be quite nice.
seems like from now on, every holiday of yours will also be like mine, like
Right.
somehow connected to arm wrestling. Like,
It's kind of like it's not really connected with family. Like I'm kind of trying to make it a bit right, like because my
yeah. So,
parents. So
so it
yeah,
doesn't matter where you travel.
luckily,
Somehow you try to
right.
arm wrestle a
I will
bit.
try to find someone to train with. Right. I spoke. I think I spoke Flavius into trying to find someone. He's got Flavius from our club. Another arm wrestler is going to Greece, and I
Uh-huh.
like talked with him. He should maybe just try it. Why not? Right. He's there.
Yeah,
Doesn't take too much time out of the day, right? So you can just go there and see it in the evening, probably, anyways, right? So
yeah,
I think
it's
it's
fun.
nice, and you get to meet some different people, right? And train and all this stuff. So it's nice.
Yeah, I feel like
Are you going on
I'm
vacation in any time in the summer here, or
mm,
no?
maybe no.
You think no?
Like
Okay,
I'm using all of my holidays on these arm wrestling events, like Armors, East versus
right,
West,
right.
Kazakhstan. I just bought my tickets to Kazakhstan, by the way, today.
Oh,
So,
nice. Did you decide on the weight yet, or
well, I told
still?
my Lithuanian representative to register me for 70 kilo, but
Oh, okay.
no, still no decision yet. If I don't make 70, I can
You
still
can
go up.
still,
All right,
right. You will just have to pay a fee, right, or something.
no fee. I
Don't you
don't.
do? Don't you
No,
have to pay fee? No fee. Okay,
no, no. You
okay.
can if
Okay,
you.
so that's fine.
Yeah.
So okay, so that would be terrible, right? If you try to make 70 and you don't make it, then you'll feel
So
like
yeah, and
shit.
so maybe I did it just because I would probably know. Let's say after East versus West, if I'm gonna make it or
Closer,
not. Yeah, yeah. If I'm
right?
gonna go for it or not. Like, because if I go for it, of course I will make it. If I don't go, then it's gonna be 75.
Yeah.
But yeah, we will see.
All right. Yeah. Cool.
So what
Okay.
are we talking
So I
about
think,
today?
yeah. I mean, I'm not sure. Are there any people in here yet? Did you see? I
Let me
can't really
see.
watch the chat from my phone properly
We do have a couple
for
of
some
people.
reason.
I can see 4 people are watching. But
Okay.
we
But
will
yeah.
wait for some comments,
So
and people can also
right, right.
just watch it later.
Yeah, yeah, for
So
sure. It's just because I was wondering, probably the guys who were in here probably watched your live stream yesterday, right? With Engin and Christo.
could be,
So
could
yeah,
be.
that's probably the first topic, right? Since the last stream, your opponent changed once again for the 100th time, probably
Yeah.
another
So now
new
it's
opponent.
Cristo. Um,
Uh,
so most of the people probably know about it already, but I guess it's worth mentioning it here. But hopefully the
right.
last change is. Hopefully this is going to be the last change. And Cristo is a dangerous guy. We had a lot of fun yesterday. I was enjoying the stream with Engin.
Yeah, it's great.
Um, I know that Christo
Yeah.
will not take my comments too seriously, so I can
Right.
be
And
brave.
he seems confident, right? He seems confident.
No, but and there's a
He didn't
reason
see.
for it. He's in a good shape. He's
Yeah.
in.
Yeah. Right. He didn't seem like he was just. It seemed like he was quite confident as well. With So and that's interesting. The like extra information that he beat the Netherlands, right? In at his nationals, seems like.
That's what he said. Yeah, right. So
Right.
so that's impressive. Yeah.
So yeah. Yeah. I was also thinking like when you got that match, I feel like Christo is probably more difficult for you than Doug or Giannis in some way.
Right. I think you're
Could
right. Like
stylistically makes could be more dangerous for you,
he
especially
does.
if he
He
does
might
get you
find some
inside.
good lanes. He might find some good lanes. Yes.
Yeah, it's good that
Yeah.
you have more rounds to do it. It's not just one round, but
Uh-huh.
he could cause some problems for you for sure.
But yes, so inside lanes are strong, and then his arm is quite short, which in some ways it may be a disadvantage, but in some ways it's an advantage
Yeah,
because he can drag quite a lot. And normally,
right.
I have seen him drag people to
Hmm.
to his side initially, so I can see myself being a little bit kind of
I don't
defending
feel
the
like if
first.
he tries to drag you, I feel like he will probably lose his wrist. I feel like maybe that's not good, right?
But he's doing like an inside kind of drag, like kind of
Yeah.
hook drag.
Right. I feel like he would need to go sideways first, right? And then maybe drag. If it
Not
should,
necessarily if he
like
has
if he
if his
goes
wrist is,
just
but if his wrist is
okay, yeah,
strong
yeah. He did
enough.
say true. He did say that his wrist was the best ever, right?
Yeah.
He had really been working on his wrist, so
So yeah, it's not an
that's
easy
probably
match.
gonna
Not
be
an
the
easy match.
deciding. No. What if it lands in? What if he does get you kind of compromised? Do you think you have good options from there?
Yeah. So good question. I would not ex. I would.
No,
I'm
you
still
won't
not that
expect.
bad in a
Yeah.
hook. I can maybe defend a little bit, but I don't expect being stronger, and I don't expect to outlast him in a hook.
No, yeah.
So if that happens, okay, that's great, but I cannot rely on that. So
You will lay down, right? You will lay down if it
yeah, I will probably lay down. Let's see if
gets
I
you
get hooked
to.
in round
Yeah.
one.
Right. Because it's interesting because we saw the match with Giannis, right? And Giannis managed to go from that shitty position with his
Uh,
biceps like kind of turned
in,
over, right? And he went
into the
and he
hook.
got it back, right? Yeah.
No, I think he went through. Wait a second. Yeah, at
He
the end
kind of
he kind
sat
of top
like
rolled,
this, right? And he ended up top rolling, right?
but he kind of had to be strong enough in the hook to
Right.
get out
He
of it,
had to
right?
be able to hold it like this for some
Yeah.
time, right? And then at a point he was able to pull Christo back, so he had to come forward, right, to keep his wrist.
So I don't think
Right.
Christo will finish me off the go. I don't think even if he gets into the hook, but he
Right.
might. So I have time
Could be bad.
to
Right.
but I also have time to
Yeah. You
use
can test it
my
out.
yeah, right.
Right. Yeah. You can feel it out before, but if he lands you there and you stay there for too long, could be. You kind of need to know. Okay, how much time should I spend figuring out where there's lanes and how much time? Okay, now maybe it's time to lay down, right? Like you should know when will I start losing too much power for the next round,
Right,
right?
right. It's interesting that I remember every time I went to Europeans or Worlds, Christo was very like it was very common that Christo was in my class. So, and he was the guy who I really didn't want to meet because even if you beat him, somehow you would always have to go for that king's move, and it takes so much energy to finish. So,
Yeah.
but here it's a super match format, so maybe I don't care about losing some energy because he would also lose it.
Right. Yeah.
Should
Yeah. So
we
it's
maybe
probably better, right?
let me show this match here and we can maybe take a look at what happened a long time
Okay. Yeah.
ago.
So this is the 2017. So what year did Christo win Worlds? Was it 12 or
So
13?
he said 12 he won, but he also has
Okay.
plenty of
Right.
medals.
Yeah, yeah,
I was trying to act like I don't know about his accomplishments, but of course I know. He has great accomplishments.
yeah. Right.
Even he was like saying, maybe Minde, you didn't arm wrestle long enough, maybe you don't know, but of course I know. Come on.
Yeah. Right. So long
But yeah,
match.
so that's what he did back
So
when. Quite a
right.
good
So
King's move.
so do you think it will look any similar to this? Obviously, you probably won't think
If
that
it
he's gonna pin you there, but
if it looks
like
similar to this, then I'm happy actually.
we bet. Oh, you happy? Okay.
I'm happy, like because it could be worse. It could be that he just hooks me, for example.
Right. Right. Yeah.
That's but if something like this, but and you see, like he's always like he's dragging, not losing his
Right.
resistance straps, and
Yeah.
really brings you down
Right.
quite
And
low. The arm is short,
at some
so
at some point there, even your wrist was almost even a bit compromised, right? Like you were almost a bit not even flat, a bit
right, right.
back as well.
It was very close
Right.
to the pad.
Okay.
So yeah, if we transition, if we reach
I've
this
seen this
kind of
actually. Yeah.
stage, I feel like here I should be able to deal with him if he reaches kind of stage. If he's not
Right.
getting tired,
Yeah.
and
As soon as you get your shoulder right, it should be
yeah, yeah,
good.
my shoulder works every time.
Right. And even then, should you try to pin there at the end? Maybe if you can get to that position, maybe it would even be depends. I don't know how
Yeah,
much he
normally
loses
I
from
would
that
not really
King's move
pin.
position.
I would not go for a pin. I would
Right. And in a super
mm,
match, it's gonna pay off, right, to stay there. That's
exactly,
in
yeah.
the case, right?
So
Where
I would
because he's
always
gonna be there
outlast the
next
guy.
round as well.
Yeah,
Right. Okay.
but yeah. So let's see how it goes. What else do we have today? We don't have too much time. We
Okay.
have just you have to leave at
Okay.
7, so we have to go through some of the topics. We
Yeah.
don't
There
have
was
any comments
funny
yet,
funny
but
thing
let's
from.
hope. Yep.
Okay. No. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. So
you go.
comments will probably come in at some point, but I think a fun thing to mention from that stream yesterday was you and Engin going back and forth was so entertaining, right? You couldn't help yourself to go a little bit
Right.
to go a little bit at him a bit, right? Like it was
One of
what did you say? You said it was so easy beating him and you didn't even feel him in study tour, right?
yeah, that was funny. And I
Yeah, it
also
was pretty
enjoyed when
funny.
he said that like he asked me why am I supporting Jerry, because he said that he would
Uh-huh.
normally go since Engen is the top roller, he would support the top roller, Hermes.
Right.
And he said, why am I supporting Jerry? And then I said that yes, Engin can only do top roll, but I can do all the other techniques also. So like
Right.
I felt like that
Right.
moment was pretty funny.
And yeah, and I was dying laughing when he said that that when you pulled him, you were looking like a waiter. That was the funniest thing ever. I've never heard that before.
That was
Like,
funny. Like wait,
like
really?
that was so funny, right? And guys in the
Right.
chat were saying like Mindaugas was using the waiter move. The waiter move. That's great.
That's a new
I never
one.
even thought about that. Like when you do like the flop, you actually kind of
Mhm.
are
It kind of
holding right
makes
like a
sense, right?
waiter.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Right? Yeah. I just never heard that before. I've never anywhere heard that before. So quite funny. And I thought like, man, imagine. And I know Engin is going for the 85, right? But imagine you would want the match with him, right?
I
If
would,
he
yeah,
goes
for
down
sure.
75, would
Oh,
imagine
even at
the
85 is
the
fine.
build up. Yeah, but probably like he's tough for you, right? Like Engin is probably
He is. He is.
a really tough opponent for you. So going at him in 85,
It's a lot about
maybe at your weight would be it's about the shape, or what do you think? Like you think the
yeah.
weight
Maybe
is
at
not
my weight, it's maybe a bit easy because you see, we are. I feel like if he's heavier and maybe in a good shape, he is able to finish those matches just quickly, right? Like, off the
yeah,
go. But
right,
as soon as he's not able to finish, let's say if he gets started just a little bit, not able to pin immediately, then that's when he lost the match. So So there's a very big difference in like where we are strong at, right?
Right. Does seem like he's worse off when the match stops, right? But even then,
Yeah,
you do see him kind of stop and then hit again, and then he can finish, right? But maybe if he does it more times than and he can't finish, then maybe it becomes a problem, right, for him.
yeah.
So
But yeah,
yeah,
I think
but
he
I
still
just feel like
fades quite quickly.
right, yeah. And you
But yeah,
think maybe
fun.
if he
It's a good
goes
match,
down even
anyways.
more weight,
I would take it at
right,
85 kilo. I would take it.
even at 85,
Yeah.
you don't think you need to get a bit bigger for that, or you just don't
No.
really care, right? That was funny as well because after when you so you always it seemed like when I was watching the Travis Baton podcast, right, and you were in the comments, and you
Right.
and Artyom Taranenko almost kind of
Yeah.
arranged a
Like
match between yourselves, right?
at that time, Engin already he wrote to Christo before. Just he was just waiting for a reply.
Yeah.
And then I went into a stream. I think I said hello or something like that. I don't know. But and then yeah, I didn't think about Artem before because I feel like Artem is a pretty good option. It's someone who I would enjoy pulling. He's quite well known, big strong guy. We kept trash talking each other a little bit every time at East versus West. So I feel like
Mm,
that could be. I would be even more excited about that match than Crystal match. So I thought, okay, let's.
right.
And I suggested that to Engin, but Engin, since he already wrote
Right.
Crystal, he said, okay,
Okay.
let's just
Okay.
do
So it's
Crystal.
because I felt like to me like when Ingen was on the podcast because I asked him, I think he went on right after the Travis one,
Okay.
and I asked like if you and him were if you and Taranenko were gonna have a match, and he said no. I think he said something like people should pull guys within their own weight classes or something.
Um,
So I kind of got the impression that it was because he wants to maybe set Artem with
so more
someone else.
similar white class, right? Yeah, makes sense.
Right, kind of wants to, and it does seem like maybe that's more the East versus West way, right? Like not too many
But also on the
off
other
weight
hand,
fights.
but the match which was set with Doug Ehrlich, Doug was
Yeah, that's
also
true.
supposed to be at
Doug
85
was also
kilos.
bigger. Okay,
The
right. So
limit for
maybe it
him was
wasn't even known.
85,
Okay,
so
true.
that's
Didn't
why I
even think
didn't
about
think that
that.
it was that important.
Okay, yeah, yeah. Well,
And just one thing to mention, by the way, I think um, Engin is doing a live stream right now as well, right? I think he's
oh
talking to
yeah,
Bishop and Toms.
and Tombs, right? Right. Oh yeah, that's
So,
true. That was another thing from the podcast yesterday, right? With Engen. If you can
oh
beat
yeah,
Tombs, and if
right, and Bishop.
interesting, because I kind of feel like I don't know. I feel like maybe I think like Justin will win the match. In my opinion, I'm not
Yeah, by
sure.
the way, we
Just
didn't really
guesswork,
talk.
right? But
Remind me, did we predict the matches yet for East versus West
no,
8?
not yet.
So we
Right.
could do
You
that
kind
right
of
now, actually.
we could do that, but I think it will probably take a lot of time, perhaps.
Well, we
And
have
also,
time.
you kind of gave your predictions yesterday, right?
Yeah, but we
So
can maybe discuss it in
maybe
a bit deeper way. It was a bit rushed yesterday.
okay,
Unless you want to
we
talk
could do
about
that.
something else.
No, I mean we could do that. We could do that.
So you're
I
saying
just
that,
feel like maybe
yep.
I feel like Justin. I don't know because you and Justin pull like. Correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like you and Justin pull kind of the same way, right? Like you kind of
I
both
think
can
it's
drop a
quite
wrist or you
different.
can go cool. You think it's different? Okay. For me, like looking from the outside, you look quite similar.
But there's still a bit of difference when, or maybe even a big difference because he's posting, meaning kind of doing this,
Right. Right. Right.
and I'm just dragging, like
Okay, that's
dragging
true.
backwards,
That's
right?
true.
So quite a big
But
difference actually.
it seems like he can do this as well. No, the like the dragging way or not.
I uh, I don't
Okay.
think
So,
it's
but
his main. Of course, he
maybe
can
I'm
drag a
wrong.
little bit,
Maybe I'm
but
wrong.
that's not
Right.
his main weapon.
Okay. So yeah, I don't know. I just feel like I don't know. That I'm guessing that he will beat Toombs. Also
I guess
after
it
the performance on
depends a
right
lot
hand,
on
right?
Tom's shape also, because Tom
True.
seems like the guy who just emerged out of nowhere. Very like, of course, he was training for a long time, but just now recently, suddenly his level just jumped up through the roof. Like won Europeans effortlessly against all of the best guys
On
like Dobrin.
right, right.
Um,
Yeah,
so completely
true.
effortless, just immediately poof, on the left.
Yeah. But that was the left,
So
right?
that was the left. But I'm
And this
assuming
is the
right is
right hand.
also good if it's not
Right.
injured. Maybe he had some a
Okay.
small
Yeah,
injury.
true. Because I can't remember who, but I think they said his right was stronger, right?
I don't think it's any weaker normally if it's not injured. Maybe during the Europeans it was a little bit damaged or something like that.
Right.
So I think it depends a lot on Tom's. If Tom's
Okay.
continues to show us these impressive shapes, then I'm guessing it will be him. But if
Yeah.
he's maybe
Okay.
still a little bit injured, maybe Justin is also in a better shape.
You're right.
Could be Justin. So it's hard to tell.
Okay. Yeah.
Who else should we talk about?
Okay. Maybe you can pull up the list from the website, so we can
I
just
can
have
do
it on.
that.
Because they have the pictures, right? Like the side by side pictures.
I'm not sure if I
You
can
can.
see all of
Yeah.
them here, but let me check.
I think they have like if you go on the East or West website, right? They have like a more button or something, where when you roll down.
Something like this.
Oh yeah, yeah. Right. So maybe you can just pull up one by one the matches. So maybe you want to start from
No,
the
let's
main
start
card,
somewhere else.
or start from the bottom, right, or something.
Which matches are the most interesting to you, by the way? Are we
Those two are
Gennady
probably
and
the
Jerry?
most
Those
interesting,
two,
right?
right? Uh-huh.
Right. Before when it was you and Giannis, that was probably top three, right? The Gennady and Jerry and Morsov
Right. That was.
and sorry, not Gennady and Jerry, Hermes and Jerry. Those three matches were probably my the most interesting ones. This one is also quite interesting, right?
But you don't really know much about Emil, I guess.
And now, yeah, we haven't really seen much from him recently, right? Only right hand at AMC, no left.
Let me
Did he pull
quickly.
anywhere before that recently? No, right?
Let me find a video of him.
I've seen the one from Moldova, right, where he beats Daniel. Is that the one you're trying to look for?
They are pulling left hand here, I guess. But also look at this.
Yeah, this is good stuff, right?
So he is also. He must be training hard if he can give resistance to Zoloyo.
Right. But this was 2 times ago, right?
Yeah.
So this recent one, did you see? They posted some more videos from AMC. I did see a video of Emil pulling
Oh, really?
against.
Okay.
Yes. Maybe if you go on their YouTube channel, you can find it. I think
Okay.
there's a
Let
video
me
of him
do
pulling
that.
that Orton guy.
AMC
This is
arm
really good,
wrestling.
right?
Great match, right? Quite a long one.
Right, insane. It was not even in the final, right? It seems like it's in eliminations.
So how can I find
Just go on their
that
channel, I think.
video? That
Yeah,
one?
maybe it might be this one actually. Might be this one.
You
Just
think
on
so?
the recent videos. Possibly, yeah,
For
because I
four
think there's
days
some pulling
ago.
in that video. Right. Yeah.
Okay, something here.
This is it, yeah. That's the guy that came in third place, right?
Yeah. So yeah, as I remember, Emil was always better on his left hand.
Okay.
All these Europeans and worlds, he would always win against, let's say, me and Daniel and everyone else on the left, and then the right hand would
Right.
be a bit different. He would not. So he was always the champ on the left.
Right. Interesting that that Engin said he himself thinks that the right is better, right?
Oh yeah,
Did you hear that when you were on
that's
the
yeah.
podcast,
I
right?
heard that. I heard that. Yeah. But also, like here, his fight here is also not bad at all, right? It must be difficult to resist this big guys for so long because the
Yeah,
Russian
right.
guy is also he's very good. Like, he's consistently at the
Right, and
top.
he's in a good position. Seems like
Yeah,
he
quite
has
a
like
good
a good
position.
right, and it seems like Emil kind of has a good lock, right? But it's a bit open, right? His lock seems like it locks a bit more, not as close, right? Seems like the position we sit at right
Yeah,
now
like
was
he's not used
kind
to
of similar,
the hook, right? He doesn't want to hook,
right? But
but
it seems
almost
similar
good press.
to with Alan, right? He was kind of also a bit open, but still has good hand and can stay on the arm for some
Yeah.
time. But it kind of seems hard for him to finish from there, right? Like he
So
needs to outlast the opponent.
I feel like in any case, the match here,
With Daniel?
yeah, with Daniel is gonna be pretty
Mm-hmm.
good because Daniel will
Yeah,
not really finish the match quickly. I don't think so. Emil will try to. At least it's gonna be a pretty long fight.
right.
I'm
What if
excited for
Daniel
this
is
one.
just too much? Imagine that.
No, not gonna happen. No,
No, you can't see it.
no,
Doesn't see it happen. Don't see it happening.
I don't see that. No, I feel like Daniel's in
Mm.
danger.
Right. Okay. So probably if they go, maybe Emil will turn Daniel's pronated, right? Maybe that's the.
Yeah, Emil
Do
has
you
an
feel like
ability.
he could take Daniel's whole wrist? I don't feel like he will take the whole wrist.
No, he can open the. He will open his wrist most likely a little bit,
Okay.
and
Okay.
then Daniel can start to flop wrist. But then Emil has an ability to jump on top of it and like triceps press. He has those good transitions as he did before, also with Daniel.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah. The
So
one from Moldova, right?
Emil, he might
That.
win. He might really win.
Okay. You kind of take. Oh yeah. You did say 60-40 for Emil, right? That was your
Did
prediction.
I? Okay. Did I?
Oh, was it Daniel?
No,
Did
maybe
you?
it was still
I
for
feel like
Daniel.
it.
I think I gave it to Daniel still.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like you said Emil, or maybe I'm
No. Check it. Check it later.
forgetting. Okay, probably you said Daniel then 60-40 with Daniel. Oh yeah, you did say Daniel. Yeah, yeah, true, true. Okay, yeah. I feel like Daniel will win as well, probably. But
But
I
I
don't
don't
know.
know.
I don't
It's
think he will take Daniel's wrist. I don't feel like you see these positions. He was pulling that that Orton guy was kind of he turned Orton's pointer right,
yeah.
but he was not
He did
fully on the
not. So
wrist.
he did not manage to get to that rest properly.
Right.
No, no.
He has like the thread there, right? There's thread on the wrist, but he's not opening fully. He's kind of copying the guy and you holding with his arm and kind of keeping the thread there, but he's not really opening it fully. And the same with Alan, right?
Right. But that's also
And
like a single round fight. Maybe he'll try harder and harder with Daniel over a couple of rounds.
mhm. True, and you said his left was better, right? So maybe this is left, but Daniel's left is better too. So
True. So yeah,
Daniel
depends on
doesn't
many
seem like
things.
there's been much competition for Daniel on left, right? Seems like his left is a bit
That's why it's so hard to bet against Daniel. That's why I'm not still not betting against
right.
Daniel. But I still have a feeling that Emil might do very well.
Might pull it off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So
Question.
arm wrestling route has a question for us. Hey, Mindy, are you still doing table time 2 times per week with some light rehab in between, or are you focused on light? Yeah. So since the super match is getting close, I am making some changes. But maybe I guess the question here is quite general, right?
Should be general, yeah.
So generally, I would still probably no. Yeah, I think we do it twice a week just because we like arm wrestling so much.
It's
But
fun, right?
the
It's
ideal
hard
thing is
not to.
probably yeah, it's hard not to do it. But the ideal thing to do would probably just do it once a week and
Right.
then keep doing these light
I have a
rehab.
theory.
Yeah.
I have a theory. I feel like for you, I feel like it's probably manageable to do twice a week. When you're in the club, it depends on who you're fighting with, right? But if you fight with guys where you can always control everything, you won't really be using like your right. You won't be pushing it too much in the same way as maybe someone who's less strong and still is fighting hard with a lot of guys at training. I feel like those guys will be harder to do twice a week and also train on the side, right? Do weights
I really I
besides that,
understand your point. I understand very well. Yeah.
right?
This Monday you were not at training. You were probably driving to Italy.
Right. Yeah, we drove from Monday morning.
But me and Tobias had a very good session,
Okay, cool.
and that was so much more difficult than normal training, right? Because normally I'm just chilling. I'm like not pushing myself too much. And then Tobias was generous this time, so we did quite a lot. And I felt like,
Right. You
okay,
pulled right arm.
yeah, right arm, left arm, everything,
Okay.
and it was tough. Like if I had to do it every single time, you're right. Maybe
Right.
it would be hard to do twice a week. But you know
Right.
what's
You
also
could probably do it
interesting?
twice a week. You could probably
No,
do it
I'm
twice a
saying
week, but
maybe,
you won't be able to do weights on the side, right? You won't be able
yeah,
to train besides that. I feel like
exactly, yeah.
because I feel like from Monday to Thursday, we do it Monday, Thursday in our club, right? I feel like from Monday to Thursday, it's good enough time to recover, right? Like I don't feel aches from Monday on Thursdays, but if I do some stuff in between, okay, I can still feel like for me it's the shoulders, right? My shoulders always feel a
Mhm.
bit wonky, so right. But I don't know. What do you think? Do you think you could?
So the funny thing is that even if I don't go hard during these table practices, if I pull some weaker guys, not Tobias or Daniel, I
Right.
still struggle to train on top of that, like on top of going twice a week, because I feel like my hand is still loaded very heavily. If I'm playing with you, for example, or some other guys, I'm still putting myself in a weird position where my hand is, or this wrist joint is really under a lot of pressure. So maybe I'm
Yeah.
not putting enough load on the rest of the body, like back, biceps, elbow, and so on. But my wrist and hand feels like it's very, like if I do it twice a week, it's very used up, never really recovers. Always a little bit like achy, and so that's
Okay.
why it
Okay.
prevents me from training properly, like elsewhere in the
On the
gym.
side,
Let's say,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why I think still once a week training, table practice, and then light rehab, and then some heavy rubber bands is perfect.
Right. We talked about this. For me, it's so hard to
Because
know what
otherwise,
to do.
I cannot include these heavy rubber bands if I do twice a week.
Okay. Yeah.
Did you try the rubber bands
Okay.
anymore?
More than that one time? No,
Yeah.
not yet.
Okay.
I feel like maybe when I get home from here, because I didn't have much time.
Yeah.
Otherwise, maybe I will try it out for some time and see how it works. So yeah, but yeah. So okay. So that answered this question, right? Like
But then he was also
you
saying
still
I'm
do
focused
table
on
time
weights,
twice a week,
so I'm not really focused on big weights. I'm just doing rubber bands, so it's maybe a bit
right?
different. But
But it's still maybe like, are you doing work outside of table practice, right?
so especially now since I stopped going twice a week before the super match, I need more healing in between. I feel like I need to heal up as I approach the match.
Okay,
So
yeah.
now I can include some rubber bands. And this
And
Monday,
so
by the way,
after
I
the
felt
match,
so strong.
what's
I felt so strong this Monday.
okay?
Crazy. Hmm.
I looked at the videos from the Instagram, the club Instagram. There was a lot
Uh-huh.
of new people, right? I feel like I missed out on not going to training that day.
Yeah, you missed one single Monday in a year,
Right?
and you missed out.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible.
No, yeah,
So yeah.
we still had plenty of people, even if the Danish people are normally on holidays during July. I
Right.
even had a bet. My coworker at work, he knows that of course Danish people are always going for a holiday in July. So he
Right.
said, am I going to practice? And I said yes. Like, do you expect to have many people? And I said yes. So he said that it should be, not the number should not be that high. And I said, it must be over 15, and we bet a chocolate. So I won.
A chocolate. Okay,
Yes.
nice. Good.
So you see,
Good
arm
chocolate.
wrestlers are still too addicted. They cannot go for a holiday. Like they must come to a table practice.
Yeah, but I think
They,
also the club is getting quite big right now, right? So some people who are on vacation now or
yeah. So
whatever,
even
there's
if people are on
still a bunch
vacation,
of people.
right? But also, normally somebody is playing football next to us or playing this badminton or some other
Right.
things in the sports hall. Not almost no one did it on Monday, so it was almost empty,
It's closed. Yeah. Yeah.
except the
Most
armor
people,
stores.
most sports have like some off time, right? Where they don't train. That's why now, since I've been on the communication page for our website, right? And people always, there's been a couple of people who asked if we have training during summer, right?
Hmm.
Because they're like, okay, maybe they're closed, because that's quite normal for sport clubs to be closed during summer, right?
Seems like it is really normal, yeah, for sports to slow down a little bit during summer. I remember back in Lithuania also, almost nobody would come during summer to his arm wrestling practices. So I had
Yeah,
to
even
like
to the arm
lift
wrestling.
weights.
Okay, you had to.
I had to, yeah. But so here in Denmark, I don't know how come are we so addicted, but we keep pushing it very hard all the time, no holiday.
It's good, right? It's good.
Yeah,
And now we're
right.
getting some more kids coming to training as well. So maybe in some years we
Yeah,
will have a
yeah,
lot of strong young guys. Hopefully,
yeah, for sure. Seems like it. Yeah.
that's good.
So yes, a
Should
strong
we?
club.
Yeah, yeah. We still don't have too many elite guys, right? It's just you and Tobias and Daniel. Is probably. I feel like Vitaly is really good as well. I really want
But
to see
little,
Vitaly compete sometimes,
so yeah, I'm wondering why is he
sometime
never
soon.
competing? Like he's very
Yeah,
careful.
because he's good, right? Like I feel like he's really good.
He's crazy good. Yeah,
Yeah,
if he would compete, he would do very well. But we do have some couple of more people. Like you are very active, and then even Niels was
Nils is yeah
just
Nils is
competing
crazy
recently,
active.
and yeah.
Right. I don't know like why he decided to go there, because he was at a festival for like 1 week before, and I was like, why would you go to a tournament right after you've been to Roskilde Festival, right? He was there for a week or something, and he
Okay.
goes right from the festival to the competition.
And how did he do?
I think I saw him. I think I'm not sure how on left. I saw him at least beat a guy on red.
Okay, because I didn't see him on the podium. I don't think he got a
No,
medal.
I don't think he made podium. No, no. The guy who Tobias beat got second or third, I think. The guy who Tobias
Okay.
beat in Finland got
Hmm.
second or third or something. So
So
yeah,
yeah, little by little, I feel like we are moving in the right direction.
right. When you were in Lithuania, how many good guys were in your clubs?
So in my hometown club, uh, it's really not that many. It was a very small one. People didn't take it that seriously. Even if they would go to a competition, they would not necessarily train much in between the competitions, right? They would just do something else and then
Okay,
do a competition for fun.
interesting.
So I would
So
always
they were
have
barely arm
to,
wrestling, just showed up.
yeah, just showed up at the tournament, and then
Okay,
otherwise they
nice.
would just do some bodybuilding training or something like that.
I've seen some trainings from Lithuania as well. I think some videos on YouTube, and I think it was in the back of a fitness or something or something. Is that correct? There's
Yes,
some
like currently, I think in
practice in the
Vilnius
back of a
they
fitness.
joined some kind of fitness club,
Right.
and also when I was in Vilnius, we had a gym in the basement of some kind of school, like so old school
Okay. Yeah.
basement, kind of Russian style
I feel
gym.
like that'd be nice. Like for our club as well for some time to have like a gym connected somehow.
Could be.
Like we're kind of missing that a bit, right? Just for some people, you can show some people some exercises or something, and you
But
don't
you
have
see,
to like it just.
I don't know. I'm a
What is
little
it?
bit. I'm not sure if it would really be better, because I do have experience with that type of thing, and I feel like people
Right.
very quickly they start to arm wrestle less and they go towards weights more very quickly.
Okay. Right.
So us only having tables kind of
Oh, you feel
forces
like maybe
them
that's
to
okay. Yeah.
come in
Okay.
and
So you feel like it's
arm
maybe
wrestle.
a good thing.
So I'm thinking that maybe it's a good thing actually that we don't have any gym next to it.
Could be. Could be. It's probably a long ways away from us getting something anyway, so you don't need to worry about people not coming to practice anyways.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah. Okay, so maybe we should look at some more matches.
sure. Okay, let me see who is next. Maybe the girls.
Maybe.
Do you know
I
anything about them?
I didn't. I've seen some of Carolina's matches, right? You've seen there was some match in Norway in Hardanger where they
Yeah,
pulled for like an hour or something.
forever. Yeah,
It's insane. Like, how can
that match was
you?
crazy. I remember I kept watching it and it was still not over, still not over. It's fucking crazy.
Right. And there were some restarts and stuff, and man,
So
yeah,
Carolina is a very good arm wrestler. Very, very good arm
right.
wrestler.
She seems very good, right? Always pulling the same way, but seems to be get in a good position, right? Like almost every time.
And
So
these girl, like Carolina can also do multiple techniques, I guess. Like she can also. I remember during that long
who?
match, the girls were kind of switching between the flop rest and then again top roll, flop rest, top roll. Um,
Right.
so she has a strong
Yeah.
elbow as well.
I right. But I must admit I haven't really seen that much from Elizabeth.
Yeah,
I know she
me
beat
neither.
some good. She beat Angie Rosie, right? I think, or something. If I'm not wrong. If I'm not.
Let me see if
She's
I
good,
can
right?
quickly
Like
find something. Just I'll try to. Elizabeth.
because we know Angie beat. Um, I'm just thinking off the top of my head. Didn't Angie beat Anna Conlon from Sweden at East vs West as well? I feel like there was a match in East vs West where Angie won.
Um,
That and Anna is what
yeah,
a
you
WAF
might be right.
champion now at some 80 kilo or something.
So that's Elizabeth, right? On the left.
On the left, yeah, I think so.
Is she arm? Wait a second. Who is she? Is she arm wrestling a man?
I'm not sure. I can't really see from here. It's small on my phone.
Let me.
Oh yeah, I think she is. Yeah,
Ah,
she
okay,
is.
okay. Let's take a look.
Wait, let's see.
And she
Oh,
beats
she
him.
wins.
Okay, so she's a
Oh,
strong woman.
right. Good top roll.
Right.
So, because
Okay, yeah.
I kind of
Let me
got the
go back just a
impression
little
from
bit.
I kind of got the impression from the stream that I watched the stream with her and Carolina. I kind of got the impression that she was more of a hook puller, but I guess she can also top roll.
Yeah.
Or maybe that guy wasn't good, and she just felt like that was easier.
No, I think that guy is somewhat okay because I have seen him somewhere. I
Okay,
feel like
right.
he's quite involved in arm wrestling. So
Right, yeah, I think I've probably seen him on some Facebook post or something, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
okay.
So maybe it could actually end out in a really good match.
So I guess it's like a match between Elizabeth being like a little bit of a powerhouse, like strong
New,
strength.
new, new, right? New. I think
Say it
she's only
again.
been pulling for 2 years. She's
Ah,
only been
okay.
pulling for 2 years or
Oh,
something.
really?
So
Okay.
really new, but strong, right? Yeah.
And then
So it must be
Carolina.
crazy, right? Pulling for 2 years and then at East vs West already.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So, but I'm in that case, like seeing how she she's built, I would assume that maybe her endurance would not be the greatest. Just an assumption.
Could be the
Um,
case.
so I could imagine Carolina just stopping the match and outlasting.
Right. And it seems like it wouldn't be far-fetched to assume that she's probably better technically, right? And if the match stops, then she
And
should be able to
she's
figure
also
a way
not
to win,
weak.
right?
Like Carolina is not weak.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
she's stopping
yeah,
very strong Swedish opponents. So I'm going
yeah,
with Carolina here.
yeah, yeah. I feel like even if you're really strong, 2 years seems like short amount of time, right?
Yeah, strength
To
alone
be
will not really be able to finish Carolina over like
no,
three rounds in a row. I
right.
don't think so.
You need to have like all these matches and know how to deal with different kind of stuff, right? Like you can't being strong is good, but yeah. So I would probably go with Carolina as well.
They might not know
But
enough
it would
about
be
that.
cool. Would be cool if she beats Carolina, right?
Then she's
Then
good.
she's
Yeah.
really a prospect, right, for the
Yeah.
future. Okay,
Okay. So let me see. Who is next? We talked about this match.
maybe
Let's go.
Pablo and Sanders.
Yeah, let's go.
This this was funny.
Very similar scenario here, right?
You really don't like Pablo, right? You really don't like him,
I don't think he's very technical, but no, I like him. I like him.
right? You like him? Because I remember as well we were talking. I think probably on the stream, right, about that after poll from Arnold Classics some years ago.
Yeah,
Remember, right? That was on the stream, right?
I think so. Yeah.
And you said the same thing you said on English Stream Estate that he's taking too many steroids and not
Did I say
powerlifting enough
that?
or something. Yeah, I believe you did.
I don't think I said that. I would like to repeat it now again, but I don't think I said that before. No, like
You would like to
because
repeat it. I feel like
I
you said that
remember.
on our stream, yeah, sometime. Am I wrong?
I don't remember talking about steroids,
Oh, that slipped out,
but
I guess.
but
Sorry.
since you brought it up, I remember Paulo going into some interviews or into big matches, and he would say that didn't even train much for arm wrestling, for example, didn't go to any table practices. So it's just like
Yeah,
juicing up, getting bigger, not doing any table practices, and of course still doing well because he's getting very big. But I don't know. His opponent here is very technical, very
yeah.
proficient.
Sanders is really good,
I think
right?
Sanders
And
will
now at this, yeah, you think Sanders will beat him, right?
will find a
How
good
easy?
way to deal with that strength, because strength alone is not gonna be enough.
Right. And at this point, Sanders has like a really good what would you say? He's racked up some good wins, right? Like he beat, even if people say Matt Mask is not on the level he was before, he still. I mean, Matt Mask beat Krasi maybe it's a year ago now or something, and Sanders was doing Riscos with Matt, right?
Yeah,
With
Sanders
that,
is
and
at
he
the
beat.
level. I feel like Sanders is at the level
Right.
where you need to be maybe a Devon Larratt in order for you to still be comfortable and okay. If you are if you are Pablo, I think
Right.
you are in trouble, man.
Right, and he gave a really good match to Jordan recently too. Even if Jordan did win 3-0, it was like
Uh-huh.
wars all the time, right? Like long matches.
But yeah,
But
Jordan deserves that win.
I think also this is just now it's gonna be like the MMA arm wrestling math, but Sanders pulled Lachlan, right? It wasn't really close. And if I'm not wrong, I think Lachlan also dominated Pablo a year ago, maybe or something. I remember he went to the USA. I think he pulled Austin Jaggers on one hand and Pablo on the other. It was
Okay,
also
so
pretty.
right, so who did Pablo beat then? Did he beat any big names?
I think he. I don't think he beat Masio, but I think he did beat him, but he made Masio does a lot of elbow fouls, right? So I think Masio fouled out twice,
Okay.
and he beat him at Arnold, and then he got, was it 2 or 3 pins on Badulescu? at King of the Table.
Right, but again lost at the end.
He lost, yes, he lost. So I think maybe that's the most
So Marcio.
prominent win. Most prominent win, I think maybe Marcio, I guess, yeah. And Marcio is good, right?
He used to
So
be. I'm not sure about because I remember
right.
Marcio losing to Irakli very easily.
Who
So
did Marcio beat? He beat someone good at East vs West. Did he beat Prutnik? I think maybe he beat Prutnik or something.
I don't remember them.
He beat
Bad memory.
someone good. But
Marius, you
yeah,
have to be our historian on the show here because my
right.
memory is terrible.
I'm I'm not too good right now. I'm losing my job. Shit.
All this
Right. I
holiday in
can't remember,
Italy
but
is not helping you.
it's terrible. Right. I'm getting out of the loop and all this like
Yeah, you're not
yeah.
watching all the live streams and all the
All this
Facebook
YouTube is
comment
terrible, right?
sections.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
Just living
Anyways,
on YouTube. But
yeah, but
okay.
enjoy your
So
holiday
yeah.
too.
Thank you. But yeah, so Sanders, I think Sanders should win this pretty easy. Just taking everything into account, right?
So it's two
And
options. It's gonna be difficult for Sanders, and but he still wins, or it's very easy for Sanders and he wins. I see these two options, but
right.
Sanders,
I don't,
either way.
I, I'm not sure. I don't really see how. I don't see how Pablo would beat him. Right.
Yeah,
What
like he
lanes
would
would
have
he
to be
beat
so
him
strong,
in?
right? He would have to be crazy strong.
Right. Maybe just so strong sideways, but I don't haven't seen Pablo like really dominate someone sideways and in that on that
And
level right here.
and it is a super match, so
Right.
naturally his
I feel
power will
like
go
yeah.
down.
Right. Yeah, round by round. Luckily, it's not like King of the Table, right? He will have maybe better options here because it's only 5 rounds and not 7. But still, I don't know. I see probably either Santos will take Pablo's hand. I feel like maybe even Santos can maybe even hook him in some way. I feel like Santos, if they go into a hook, I feel like Santos will still dominate like the position, right? I don't think Pablo can put Santos in a bad position. I just don't see it.
Right.
So, and then maybe if he maybe Sanders is strong and maybe he can't really finish, but I still feel like he can outlast him in a hook or something. Even then, so I don't really see any options for Pablo.
Still, now I just thought about something. Like it's still a bit weird. We have two guys. One of them is, an extremely good arm wrestler, clean. No juice, no nothing. Another guy is just juicing like crazy, getting puffed
Right,
and buffed, and then that we are still both on this big stage.
right.
Mm,
So it says a lot about Santos, right? Like he's
yeah, for
gotten to a
sure.
level where he can compete with guys on East versus West, right? And he's in the big weights, right? Like so, it's more very likely that people are on some stuff in those weights.
It's to me, let's say, I have to admit I do look a little bit differently at the guys who are just juicing up like crazy. Um, I'm still maybe interested to watch them. For example, this match. Okay, let's see what's going on.
Right,
But if Sanders wins, then huge respect to Sanders. If Pablo wins, then okay, whatever. Uh, so
a bit,
still
right?
being like juicing up like that doesn't. It's hard for me to respect those guys, like because they might still be training hard, but it's I don't know. It feels like an easy way.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's yeah, and that's kind of yeah. It's hard for someone like Sanders, right? Like like you want to be at East versus West, and but that you pull someone and you know he's probably going to be in some stuff, right? And you're like, you might
Yeah.
lose. And not everyone knows like, okay, some guy might be on something, right? So it's just going to
Mhm.
be if you lose, it's probably just going to be a loss, right?
Yeah, so you will just look bad,
And
right?
right, exactly.
And yes, Andres is one of the
Like
bigger guys, so he would most likely end up getting someone big and most likely
right, like
juiced up.
even if he was super skinny, he would still be in 95 or something, right? At the smallest, probably.
So yeah, Sanders.
And
Yeah. Or maybe
and
105.
95 people are still pretty good. Possibility that people are on PDs, and 95 is still pretty big, right?
True.
I feel like probably, I don't know. There's probably just some. There's no really science behind it. I feel like just maybe from 85 and up, I feel like it gets more likely, right? I feel like the guys under that, it's hard for
And
people to put
one
on
more thing
weight
to mention.
without.
One more. Sorry, I remembered one more thing.
Right.
Let's say if Paulo wins, let's say I don't necessarily respect his achievement, but it doesn't mean that I have to disrespect the guy, right? So I, of course, still always all respect to the guy, but maybe not for his
Right.
achievement, right? Like if Sanders
So yeah,
wins,
you would probably still want to see him fight someone
yeah,
else,
sure,
right? And
sure,
if he
like
can do good there, it's not
still
like you don't
interesting
want
to
to see him
watch.
fight someone, right?
No, so,
Right.
so plenty of respect for the guy, but maybe the achievement would not be so impressive anymore. Like where if Sanders wins, very extremely good achievement.
Yeah. Yeah.
So just a
It's
thought
kind of
about this kind of topic.
right. And it's still good for Pablo, right? If he beats Sanders, has beaten some good guys, so it's good for him. Like he should be happy if he can beat Sanders.
Yeah, sure.
Would probably be his best win, right? Like if he beats Sanders, Sanders seems like might be the best
I'm
win for
pretty
him
sure.
then in
Yeah,
that
yeah.
case. Okay. Should we look at this? Maybe we should look at the top matches now.
We almost have no time left, right? Just a couple of minutes. So
Right.
okay, very quickly.
So maybe take the two
Let's
main cards. I feel like these are the
yeah, two main
most
cards.
important matches, right? This one is insane. This
It
this
is
could probably
right.
be like a king of the table match, right? Like just you'll probably pay just to watch this match alone.
So this is a huge clash between two guys being at their best. I feel like they are both really at their best, like pushing it hard now. So that's
Yeah,
why it's so interesting. Then.
right. And I've been thinking about this match, and I can't see how this would finish. Like
So I was guessing
if
that
it
it's gonna
stops,
be
like
still.
go ahead.
I was guessing that it was gonna be Gennady winning, right? That's what I said yesterday, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, maybe.
But yeah,
Did,
wait a second. Can Artem top roll well on his right? He might have some top roll, right?
yes, I think he. Yes, that's why. I think most likely, I feel like he will try to top roll the first round.
I
I think
would
that's my guess.
I would
Right.
agree. So
I
because
feel
he
like
did
I feel
Morozov
like
did have sorry he had such a great setup, Morozov against Corey. So if he can replicate the
mhm,
same setup, it's so effective.
yeah, and Gennady's best spot is in the hook, right? What my
Exactly.
weight is?
So
Because Maurice is asking what my weight is. Right
yeah.
now, I'm fat. I'm very fat right now. So I weigh like around 90 kilos right now. But when I pull, I'm pulling at 86. So this is just from eating too much candy and yeah, too much bad stuff. So
So
90,
Mars is
90
big,
kilos right now. Yeah, big and fat.
but
But still, yeah,
you are gaining strength as well, so it's good. But yeah,
I
be
don't feel
careful
like
of
I've
all
gotten
the candy and
stronger from
sweets.
these like extra fat. I don't feel like I've gotten strong with these. Like it was good when I went up from last year from 78 and got a little bit bigger, but I don't feel like these kilos from around 86 to 90. I don't feel like this is beneficial at all. It's just
So you might need to
I'm
start
just
managing
yeah.
your the
Right,
things you
yeah, I
put in
should
your mouth, right?
maybe yeah, I eat too much bread, I think. I think it's really I really feel like I eat probably too much bread.
Look,
But yeah,
Mario is even bigger than you.
I'm 110 kilo. Shit. Yeah, you might need to cut out the candy as well. Yeah, man. But yeah.
Ah, okay.
What about you?
I just
You
noticed the picture of Mario, so I feel like I just recognized him. He's normally showing up
This is,
in East versus
yeah,
West.
I've seen him as well. This is his picture is next to Suplenko, right, or something?
Yeah, right. I can go down.
Cut to 80. Okay, impressive. What the fuck? 30 kilos.
Yes, it must be
What is the biggest you've been? I mean, is it 78 or something?
78, yeah. And now I'm maybe
Mm-hmm.
76, 77.
Man, it's crazy how you can, and but also with like, have you ever like just ate a bunch of shit and no, right?
No,
Or what?
never.
No. Hmm.
So I feel like my
Yeah,
diet was always quite clean. Maybe that's why I am able to maintain this good metabolism, always quite lean.
yeah, it's funny. Yeah, for me, when I eat, I get big and fat quickly, and if I stop eating, I get skinny quickly. So I can really go like up quickly, and I can go down quickly as well. It's probably not. I would rather be like you and stay
So yeah,
lean all
you
the
have to
time. Feels
you better be careful because at some point, when you get a bit older, suddenly
right. The
you
weight
will,
might stick.
yeah, it will stick, and
Yeah,
you
that's what I'm thinking as well. So I need to start worrying a bit more about. I probably just need to cut out all this rye bread I'm eating and stuff. It's
So should
I'm
we
eating too much of
quickly?
it. Yeah, maybe let's look
Yeah,
at this last match. Maybe
let me hear your comments
my
first.
opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. You said that you think Jerry will that is like I think this theory you have, right, with the rock paper scissors,
Exactly.
right?
That's
It's
why.
good,
That's what I'm basing it on. Yeah, That's how I'm
right?
predicting it.
And true. And this is the thing where the guy who's top rolling cannot deal with the press, right? The guy who's pressing cannot deal with the hook, and the guy's hooking cannot deal with the top roll. But I don't know. I feel like um, for Jerry, like I feel like Hermes is really really good, like sideways as well. He's not just going. He can go more. I feel like he can block Jerry's ability to go with his shoulder by like when they start by top rolling like this, by not going like this.
You
Like
might
when
be
they
right. You might be right. So
right.
it's basically
Because the
always
thing
a
is
fight.
right,
Like it's always about let's say in this case Hermes being very kind of explosive, trying to just finish it, or and then
mm,
Jerry will try to just make it just defend a little bit away from the pin.
right.
Um,
But there's a
so
problem.
that's where it's normally about him.
I don't think Jerry can get to his press off the go. If he can, then I think Hermes is in trouble for sure. If he can get to this press from this, I feel like maybe the match could probably be decided from the first round, like as soon as it starts.
I feel like
Because
Jerry,
if I
but also this having this flop wrist press means that you can also defend quite well. For example, remember Jerry's match with Georgi?
right, but that's the thing. I think if Jerry, I don't think you don't think Jerry will go backwards, right, off the go. He's not gonna go backwards, right? He will still go forward,
No,
right?
yeah, forward and yeah.
Right. Because and I don't think he can get his shoulder behind like this. It would be good if he could go back and then put it, but I don't think like going forward like this is good. And I think if he goes forward and he gets taken out like this, in this position right here, like when with Georgia, right, he was in this position kind of, right, like
Mhm.
really
Yeah.
holding on with his arm. I think Hermes will just press him from that position. I don't
Yeah, you
think
might.
he will have any trouble pressing Jerry down from there.
I just remember how Georgi could not stand up and press at all, right? And then
Right. Each time he tried to stand up, Jerry would kind of jam sideways, right, and he would not get his shoulder behind.
and Georgi also like he didn't even really try to stand up and put the shoulder behind. Where Hermes, we have seen him
Mm,
plenty of times uh, putting
yeah,
the shoulder behind and
Hermes is
pressing.
even like kind of even from this position right here, he's kind of just went like this
Uh-huh.
almost with with Dave Chaffee, right? Like he's down here, and he kind of just goes like this.
So yeah,
And I feel like that strength, he has that strength to go really. Like I feel like if Jerry ends up here, Hermes will be able to finish it. I think pretty easily. So that's really the main thing. I think.
I know that you might be right. I'm just hoping that Jerry will be strong enough. But Hermes, he's so much younger, also very explosive,
Yeah,
very determined. So it might be enough for him to just finish
I think no matter
the
who
match.
wins, right? It's gonna be interesting for both of them. If Jerry wins in the future, Jerry has some interesting matches, right? If Hermes wins, has some interesting matches as well, right?
Yeah,
Like
this match here between Jerry and Hermes, it might not necessarily be interesting. It might be quick to one side or another, or maybe
right.
it maybe not be quick towards towards Jerry, but it might be quick towards Hermes. Where this one,
This one will
uh,
be a war, I think.
this is gonna be a war. Yeah.
Imagine like can Morozov top roll Gennady, then Gennady might try this press like he would like how he did like the flop against there's so many options in this match, like they
Oh
can
yeah,
go
so
into a
even
hook,
if Gennady gets top rolls, still maybe the press comes in.
right? And I think maybe it's over for Gennady actually in that case. Because I think Morozov has more arm than Devon, right? I think Morozov could maybe stop the press from that place.
Could be.
And but maybe cannot. So there's so many options. I feel like that match is really close, unless Artyom will hook, and then if he finishes in the hook, I think it's probably over, right? But unless that happens, then anything could happen in that match. Okay, yeah,
Yeah, so like you're saying, with Hermes, he probably has a better skill set to in order to finish Jerry.
yeah,
But
yeah,
okay, Marius, I know you need to go.
yeah.
So I think we managed to discuss the East versus West card quite well. Thank you once
Spontaneously, it
again.
was good. Yeah, thank you. It was fun.
Let's we do it again next week.
We'll probably try to find out a good time to do it next week. I will probably be
You're
able to
still on
do it
holiday, right?
at 7. I will be in France next week.
Okay.
So yeah, so different location next week, but still most likely we will do the podcast at
Okay.
maybe
Great.
probably at 7. I guess we'll see. Yeah. So
Okay, and to all the
is there?
viewers, we have still 10 people watching at the moment. Thank you for watching once again, and join us again next time. We are always happy to see your comments, and see you soon.
Yeah. See you next week.
Ciao, everybody. Ciao, Mars.